Welcome into Sosa's Steam Room. Today we're having a very steamy Christmas. We'll see who's on the naughty and nice list. Drew drinks eggnog, and Blake sings his favorite Christmas carols. Hit it. What's up, everybody? My name is Drew Edstrom, and the other co-host of this podcast is Blake Van Pocky. Blake, how's it going?
It's going very good, Drew. How are you?
You know what? It's the holiday season. I'm feeling good. Chestnuts are roasting over an open fire.
Is that so?
It is. Right now in my residence, there are chestnuts roasting.
I don't believe you.
All right, you don't have to, because you don't know. You can't see me right now. It's a fact.
True.
Well,
can I?
That's really creepy. Well, this is episode 27 of Sosa's Steam Room and our first annual, very steamy Christmas special. Very steamy. A couple of things you need to know. For advertising,
too steamy. It's melting the snow.
It's melting the chestnuts over the open fire.
That's what's melting it.
For advertising inquiries, or if you want to shoot us some questions, email us sosassteamroom@gmail.com. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. Just search Sosa's Steam Room. Subscribe and rate our podcast on Stitcher, TuneIn, Spreaker, as well as iTunes. We also have some personal Twitter accounts. Myself, @DNEdstrom, and Blake, your Twitter handle?
At Soldier Field, BLG.
And of course, check us out, sosassteamroom.com, for some more information about us and just to listen to this podcast. So, Blake, this is our Christmas special. We kind of figured that we should do something a little festive for the holiday season because we're both very jolly people.
Yes.
Yes, Blake's the
Accurate.
jolliest man I know.
I'm a jolly boy.
So I know you don't celebrate Christmas personally, so happy Festivus to you.
I'm not sure where you're getting your sources on that, but sure, we'll go with it.
I know. But we just wanted to say happy holidays to all of you and kind of get into the holiday spirit a bit. So this will be a little different from our normal format that we do on this podcast, but we figure, switch it up a little bit, have a little fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm calling everyone out. I'm calling people out right now.
Uh-oh.
So the other day, I'm 22 years old, and I've never had eggnog before.
That's weird.
And I had eggnog the other day, and let me just say, it was delicious. I love eggnog. Do you not like eggnog?
Okay, I like it. Maybe not like the regular flavor eggnog. I like kind of like you should try this too. It's like the vanilla cinnamon eggnog, I think. That's the only eggnog I've ever actually enjoyed.
Well, my eyes have been opened, and I am all about eggnog now.
You're
Big eggnog
an eggnog
fan.
man?
Big nog fan. Big
You're a
fan
nog
of the
man
nog.
now? All right, that's good.
You can call me that. So
You're the nog man?
I just wanted to share that with our listeners and people, who were genuinely concerned about my lack of eggnog intake.
I need to talk to these people that were generally concerned about this.
There's so many. The list goes on. On and on and on. So everyone needs to know eggnog is delicious.
Overrated?
Okay, fair enough. So, of course, with Christmas coming up, we thought that we would share with you our Christmas lists. And this Christmas list, they're going to be kind of themed around Chicago sports, obviously, because this is what this podcast is all about. It's not about eggnog. It's not about the holidays. It's about...
It should be eggnog.
Well, you probably wouldn't be a part of it then, since you think eggnog is overrated.
I take the night off.
Take every night off. But we wanted to share with you our Christmas lists kind of based around Chicago sports. So what will happen here is I will share a thing on my list, and then Blake will share something, and we'll kind of just bounce back and forth.
Okay.
My first item on my Christmas list is for the Chicago Bulls to accept their fate. to accept
as in best team in the Eastern Conference.
Absolutely not. Not even close. So the Bulls fell back to 500 tonight after losing to the Wizards at home. And it just seems like this is kind of the same story as last season, kind of just stuck in mediocrity, no clear direction on where they're headed, no identity. They're completely breaking down in the fourth quarter. And, I mean, I've been saying this for a while, but it's time to kind of accept where you're at and set yourself up for the future. It seems like
they should have done probably last season.
They should have done it last season. They had an opportunity to trade Pau Gasol to trade deadline.
I mean, they kind of looked like they were going to do that, and then they're like, "Oh, Dwayne Wade, play for our basketball team."
Exactly. So instead of actually getting younger or trying to gain picks or signing even cheaper options, they go out and they get Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo, and they kind of try to retool, and it's not working. Mm-hmm. So the general kind of Bulls thought process over the years has been, we're going to try to make our team as good as possible right now so we can get people in the seats and, probably make the playoffs and keep people somewhat entertained.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. They seem completely okay with mediocrity. This is kind of the timeline that I see. If they kind of continue to try to go for this thing, this goal of a championship in the next 3 years, first of all, I don't think they're going to win a championship in the next 3 years. But if they continue to try to go for this with this like current construction model of retooling and signing veteran players instead of younger guys, or trading away their assets and getting something back for them instead of just watching them walk in free agency, it's going to be another 3 to 5 years of mediocrity and then another 3 to 5 years of rebuilding. And I don't want to do that. Why can't we just take out the middle part, that middle section where instead of just being mediocre in basketball hell and purgatory, just blow it up. So I'd much rather have this team kind of build around Jimmy now and get some young pieces back in return and build from the draft than just sit through 3 more years of being average, of just being in the middle and on a steady decline. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Make a lot of sense. And you talked about, this team kind of going the route of being marketable rather than, a winning team. That's what at least the Dwayne Wade, Rajon Rondo move seemed like. What other reasons would you bring in how old is Wade, 35?
He's in his mid-30s.
His mid-30s. Why else would you bring in that guy to this team in particular? A team, he provides veteran leadership, but does he really make you that much better as a ball club? And does this get you any closer to winning a championship as compared to the year before? And the answer is no. So, and in short, I agree with you. This team has made some odd decisions in the last year, and I don't know. I don't know if they're even a playoff team at this point or anything. They do need to accept their fate that they are not going places. But I think at the end of the day, the Bulls brass probably already knew that going in, and that didn't change anything.
I would just love to see them try to trade Taj or Nico at the deadline.
Yeah.
It just makes sense moving forward. Mm-hmm. Taj is playing some of his best basketball of his career right now. And some team is going to pay him in the offseason some big dollars. Mm-hmm. Just try to get a pick and a serviceable player now or it'll be around the trade deadline. But I'd much rather see them kind of go that route. So what do you have on your list, Mr. Blake? First item on your list.
I've been asking for this a lot longer than just the Christmas season, but I think it's appropriate to bring it back up again. I want a new quarterback. and I want one in the draft. And if I had to pick one, I'm still wanting Deshaun Watson for the Bears. That's priority number one for me right now.
Priority number one is quarterback for Blake.
Yep. Just give him to me.
So, would you want Deshaun Watson if John Fox is still the head coach of the Chicago Bears?
Yes, because, well, that's actually a tough question. I'll say yes because I think the talent will win out with Deshaun Watson, but it wouldn't be the most ideal scenario that I would want for him in his first league or his first year with the Bears. I would like them to move on to a guy like Shanahan or a McDaniels who is more equipped to deal with a developing young QB rather than John Fox, who, you know what you're getting with John Fox. So,
yeah, question marks have been surrounding him for the last couple of weeks here. Some reports coming out that he might lose his job. Some reports saying that he's going to keep his job. No one really knows at this point.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens. But Ryan Pace, if you're listening, answer Blake's wish here.
Yes, please.
Bring him a quarterback underneath the tree. You don't need to wrap him up because that's a little weird. But
I'd prefer him wrapped.
You're messed up. Number 2 on my list is for the Cubs. That's right, the Cubs, the World Series champion Chicago Cubs, to sign.
They won the World Series?
Yes, to sign Tyson Ross.
Ooh.
Which has been kind of a name floating around a little bit. A guy on the Padres who has a lot of potential, but has been dealing with injuries and probably wouldn't start the season would probably start the season on the disabled list for the Cubs. But that starting pitching depth is so important, and I feel so much better about Mike Montgomery being in a bullpen role than him starting games. He can be kind of that stretch guy. I just feel a lot more comfortable with that. And you're taking a little bit of a chance on Ross, but the potential is there. And we've been talking about for years how the Cubs are always looking for young starting pitching to develop, and this is kind of their opportunity.
Yeah. Ross has been linked to the Cubs for 2 years, and that tells me Theo is obviously enamored by this guy. I feel like they've always tried to find an opportunity to bring him to the Cubs, and now with his free agent contract, I know he's injured, but there's something the Cubs like about this guy, obviously, just from the interest shown throughout the years. So yeah, like you said, it would be nice to move Montgomery out of that 5 spot, move more into a stretch role. I never really loved the idea of Montgomery in the 5 spot. He could probably pitch in that spot and be serviceable, but they could do better. And Tyson Ross is definitely a good candidate to bring in for that 5th starter spot.
Yeah, I mean, Mike Montgomery, it'll work for a little bit of time in the regular season. I think he has good talent. I think he's a good pitcher. He proved it in the postseason. Joe really trusts him quite a bit, which is something to take into account as well. But just to add that depth and that talent, it would just make the bullpen that much stronger, which is already in such a good place. But you add Montgomery into that bullpen as well, that's pretty dang tough to beat. I'm not saying that the Cubs have to go make this move, but it would basically be the cherry on top of a sundae. That would be free agency this offseason. It would literally be the blueprint to a fantastic offseason for the Cubs. So Tyson Ross is on my Christmas list.
I like that one.
For sure. Just a couple quick ones.
Yeah.
Here, you have something else on Mr. Ross?
No, I was gonna say I've been hoping the Cubs would make a move for him for last couple of years.
Forever. He's been in a bunch of different trade conversations with a lot of different teams.
Yeah.
And also he has visited Chicago and Wrigley. It came out that he was here for a visit. But
only a couple days ago.
Yeah, a lot of other teams are interested too. Yeah. So I feel like it might be a little bit of a bidding war, but
come on.
It's the Cubs. Come on.
It's the Cubs.
You can't say no to Theo. If Theo came to me and he's like, we're going to sign you a 6-year, $1 deal, I'd say, okay, where do I sign?
Like, absolutely. Yeah. What's my AAV on that?
Oh, my goodness. And I get a $2 signing bonus.
Ooh.
That's
big.
That's what ties it together.
It's like a 200% increase.
It's insane.
Insane.
Just a couple quick hitters here on my Christmas list, and then we'll get to your last piece here.
I only get 2 presents.
You can keep going, but those were kind of my big ones, and I have a couple. I have a couple little ones. One, Chris Denorfia, I want you to have a great holiday season. We haven't talked about Denorfia in a very long time.
It's been a long time.
It's been the original poster child of this podcast, Chris Denorfia, our go-to guy. He's kind of been
our man.
He's kind of been lost in the shuffle. I honestly don't know where he's at right now, but I hope he's having a great holiday season.
I can guarantee you he is.
My number one dream, we could keep doing this for a long time. If we don't get Chris Denorfia on this podcast, I consider this podcast
a failure.
Yep. So one day,
he just needs to listen to one episode,
and we got him.
Someone point him. If you know Chris Denorfia, contact him right now. Tell him to turn on his iTunes and subscribe to the podcast.
And I'm going to send this to his agent. I'm going to email his agent. I'm going to figure out who it is.
Yeah.
I'm going to email him. I'm going to call him. I'm going to get in touch with him somehow, make him listen, and be like, we'll pay you $5 whole to come on to the podcast. $6 whole up. It's up right now. $6 to come on this podcast and talk to us for 5 minutes, and we'd be set. We probably have to quit after that.
And be my friend.
Wow. Number 2, Blake needs a new microphone. So if you have a microphone, make it happen. That was for you.
Who was that? Is that for Best Buy or something? Who is that directed at?
Anybody who
Best
wants
Buy?
to donate.
Best Buy employees?
On the website, we have a wish list. We don't have a wish list, but if we did, a microphone for Blake would be number 1.
Yes.
And the last one, most important one, probably is Cristiano Felicio to give me a hug. I feel like that would probably be the best hug of all time.
He's got those long arms.
He's a very cuddly looking
he
human
gave
being.
you a full on wrap there. Like, he's probably as soft as like a comforter.
Wow, that's so soft.
He's a number bed.
Sleep number, you idiot.
Sleep number.
He's a bed number.
He's a bed number.
Yes, Cristiano Felicio. I'm gonna send you the link to this podcast too. I brought up tonight to my girlfriend. I'm like, hey, our firstborn child. Would you be fine with the name Cristiano Felicio Edstrom?
Whoa!
And she turned it down so fast.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a little disrespectful to Chris Denorfia.
He'll be our second child. 2 kids named Chris. 2 kids named Chris.
I want
spelled
you to
differently.
name a kid Chris Denorfia.
All one word.
All one word, and you have to say it really fast. Chris Denorfia.
All right, that's my Christmas list. That's all I want when I wake up Christmas morning. I want those things in my life. So that probably won't happen by that time.
If Felicio's there waiting for you.
Oh my goodness! No, I would be so excited. I'd probably just
jump into his arms. He would eat all your cookies. He would eat all the Santa's cookies.
It's I don't know how to break this to you, but Santa is not real.
Drew, I don't know how to break this to you, but he is real.
Okay, fair enough. What else, Blake? What else is on your Christmas list?
All right, I have one big one. Well, I have a lot of things that I want, sports-wise, but I have one big one. And that is the Chicago Blackhawks lifting the Stanley Cup trophy one more time.
Just one more time for the rest of their history?
No, just this season.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah, it could happen, and if we get number 4, it's all over.
Yep. Well, they're certainly playing well enough to be in that conversation.
I also have one more. Kristen Orphea, will you hang out with me and be my friend? That's more of a question.
You can put it on the list. I'll allow it.
Yeah, I want him to be my best friend. Best buddies.
So those are our Christmas lists. If you want to make any of those
are real good.
Come true, please contact us and just make it happen. But we also have some questions from some listeners.
No.
You ended with a question.
Listeners?
We'll continue with questions. Yeah, believe it or not.
We're not just talking to each other.
Some people listen, which is shocking.
That's actually that is shocking.
And
that is shocking.
Thank you for listening. First of all, thank you for your questions. Some of the questions were posed by good friends, so some of them are a little goofy, so I guess we'll start with the goofy ones. Number 1, is Blake Santa?
This one's not goofy at all.
Can you confirm?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
That's fair. Second one was, for me, will I ever learn how to properly Photoshop? The answer is no, because 1, I think I'm doing just fine, and 2, I just don't have time for that. So, I do what I can. I'm confident in my abilities, and I have fun. So, if I think I'm doing okay, doesn't that all that matter? That's all that matters.
No,
man.
It's not all that matters. But as long as you're having fun,
you're a jerk. And what is the best Christmas gift you have ever received, Blake?
In my life?
In your life, your entire life.
Whoa. I would have to say back in probably like 2005? How old are we? I was probably like a second grader. No, I was a third grader. I'll say the Razor scooter.
Dude, I also got a Razor scooter for Christmas one year. I kid you not.
Yeah, everyone did.
It's in my top 3.
Yeah, I go outside to ride my new Razor scooter. Probably like 18 kids already running down the street on their Razor scooters.
That's insane. Did you guys come
we
together?
We had a little race.
We
came together. We did like little rituals with our scooters.
Was this like scooter cult or?
At one point it got out of hand, and that's all I can say on the matter. I can't go any further.
All right, I'll tell you mine. One year I got a drum set, which was pretty cool.
Nice.
Never really played it, but it was really
typical.
Nice.
Typical people who get drum sets just randomly.
Yep. I got a Razor
happens
scooter.
To everybody.
That was cool. And then last Christmas I got a microphone, and it made all of this somewhat possible.
True that.
So that's cool.
That is cool.
Here's actual questions. First question is from Andrew, and
hello,
it's
Andrew.
Very simply, what's wrong with the Bears?
Do I have to?
You take a crack at this one. You try to fully encompass what's wrong with the Bears.
All right. This is a long question that I'll try and shorten. A long answer that I'll try and shorten up. We'll start at the top. The ownership has created a losing environment through their decision making, and that stems down to the coaching staff, that stems down to the players, and now to the fans. We have to deal with it. But just on this season specifically, I would say most of the issues overall over the last 6 years have been mostly on ownership and just their decision making. But this year specifically, injuries and a coaching staff that consistently gets outcoached.
So there you go. There's your short answer.
That's your short answer. I could go on for 2 days.
We don't have enough time on this Christmas, very steamy Christmas. So,
Very steamy.
So steamy here. Who is the NFL MVP? And this question's from Sydney.
Ooh, that is actually a great question because it's very up in the air this year. I would say until last week, there wasn't really a clear favorite, but I'd have to put Tom Brady at the top of the heap right now. Followed closely by guys like David Johnson, Ezekiel Elliott, and even Aaron Rodgers has put himself back in the conversation, along with Derek Carr too. But Tom Brady, I would consider him the MVP as of now.
I would agree with you, but I will go on record by saying that I love the Oakland Raiders. I'm loving what they're doing this season, and I like Derek Carr a lot, so I wouldn't be upset if he won it. Big fan of what they're doing, and I'm rooting for them in the postseason. They're my team.
He's got that taking a bad team to the playoff thing going for him, and
Is he
sometimes, yeah, he has that going for him, and sometimes that's enough to earn a guy an award like the MVP award when maybe they don't totally deserve it, but he would be deserving, obviously, and he's got that going for him. So he should be in the conversation at the end of the season.
All right, this is a question for me, I'm going to guess, and you can jump on this too. This question is from Marty.
Oh, no.
Yes, oh no. Who will win a championship first? The Milwaukee Bucks or the Chicago Bulls? And, Marty, I'm going to honestly say the Milwaukee Bucks are set up for success for years to come because they have the Greek Freak and Jabari Parker and a young core that is in place, that is growing together, and they'll have some money to blow eventually on some free agents. And the Bulls right now, like I mentioned earlier, they're kind of stuck in the middle. They have no clear identity. Management has proven time and time again that they don't really know how to draft well. The last 5 drafts have been abysmal. And, the Bucks are set up for success right now, and the Bulls are not.
All right, I gotta answer for this one, Marty. Here's what I'll say. I'm gonna say the Bulls. And I don't want you to get the impression that I'm saying the Bulls are winning it this season, the next season, the season after that. It's not going to happen. But neither is going to happen for the Bucks. So I think we wait this current group out with the Bucks, give it another 10 years, and Bulls win it first with some kid who was just born.
You're totally butchering this question.
He is born today.
You're so done. You're done with this question. But I will say that I think Giannis will win an MVP at some point in his career. He's that good. He does everything well. Everything well. And I've just been watching him this season, and he's been phenomenal. So I think if you're going to build it on him...
Where are they playoff-wise?
Let me check real quick. The East is completely jumbled after the Cavs and the Raptors. It's just, they're all stuck together. Portland right now, who's on the fringe of the Western Conference, would be the second or third seed in the East.
That is the same story every single season.
Milwaukee is currently the 9 seed. They're 13-14. The Bulls are the 7 seed at 14-14. So it's Cleveland in the first spot, 21-6. Toronto in the second spot, 20-8. Boston 16-12 in the third spot, and this is where it gets really jumbled. Charlotte, New York, Indiana, Chicago, Atlanta, Milwaukee are kind of all separated by
all great teams.
They're all separated by 2 games. So it's just all jumbled up right now.
Literally every single year for the last 8 years, that's been the case. LeBron, and then who's ever behind LeBron.
Except from the Bulls were number 1 in the East, so don't sleep on that team.
And you know what happened that year?
I don't want to talk about it.
They were first in the East twice.
Correct.
Both times. Heat in the title game.
And we know what happened. So, this is a cool question. Posed by our buddy Joel. Who are the top 5 most popular athletes in Chicago right now? Right now.
All right.
And, I understand the Cubs just won a World Series. So, obviously, this list might be a little Cubs heavy.
Jimmy Butler? Oh, I thought you were going to say you were not going Cubs.
No, I think the number 1 most popular athlete in Chicago at this moment right now is Chris Bryant.
I would go Corey Crawford.
That's Blake.
I'm just joking, all right?
Take this question seriously.
All right,
from a good friend.
Chris Bryant, number 1. I'd probably go number 2, Anthony Rizzo. Number 3, Corey Crawford. No, not actually number 3. Outside the top 2, I'd probably have to give it to Kane or Taves. Just because, hockey's obviously not as popular as the other main 3, but there's a pretty big following here. I would say Taves, probably Kane. I don't know. I don't know where people stand with Kane after the whole allegations and all that. I'd put one of them 3 or 4. I don't know if any Bears make the list. Maybe Kyle Long could sneak in there. Jimmy Butler, I'd put 4th or 5th.
But I got a list.
All right, give me your list.
1 is Chris. 2 is Johnny Taves.
Okay.
3, I'm going to go Rizzo.
Okay.
4, I'm going to put Jimmy Butler at 4. 5, I'm going to put Kyle Long. And right on the outside looking in, it's Dwayne Wade and Kane.
Okay, I'll disagree with you for the Wade thing. I think people like Wade, but he's not. He was on the Heat for way too long for people to love him that much yet. If you know him,
I don't know. He's been loved in Chicago for a very long time.
I've loved him my whole life. I've always been a huge Wade fan, but I wouldn't move him that far. He hasn't done anything for us. And he's not a long-time Bull. He's kind of, I wouldn't say riding out the end of his career here, but something along those lines.
All right, so we're in disagreement on that. I think you
don't have Kane anywhere.
I have Kane right on the outside of the top 5, the 6 or the 7th spot.
Yeah,
I think that all the nonsense that happened in the off season. Maybe nonsense isn't the right word. All the controversy that went on in the offseason, I think really kind of set him back a bit. But people are kind of starting to forget a little bit.
I would say at first there was, right at the very start, a lot of blowback. Then I would say after that initial reaction, I think a lot of people cooled down on it. And it never really seemed like he lost that much popularity in Chicago. Outside of Chicago is a different story, but in Chicago, I feel like he still has that same attraction that he always had, even before all the allegations.
I think, though, I think eventually there will be a Bear on that top 5. If it's not Kyle Long, it's going to be whoever's the next QB who comes in. If he's like a young rookie or something like that, if it's someone like a Deshaun Watson, I think his popularity will be kind of through the roof, especially if he does well. Also, Leonard Floyd.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I think Leonard Floyd has a real chance of kind of being like the poster child of this defense for years to come. So I think
I would put Leonard Floyd and Jordan Howard in that conversation right now.
That's good. I'm happy we're in agreement on that. I think the Bears need someone besides Kyle Long to kind of just like be the face.
Yeah, you don't want Kyle Long is a great representative, and like he really represents like the whole Chicago Bears moniker and all that. But he's an offensive guard, and
it's true.
Those guys don't get the notoriety, and they don't get the big plays that people recognize and are drawn to. So
that's a good question from Joel. Good question.
Yeah, that's a good question.
So those are our questions. If you want to shoot us some more questions, they can be a little goofy, they can be serious. Email us, sosassteamroom@gmail.com, or just tweet at either of us.
I prefer the goofy questions.
I can definitely tell.
I am Santa Claus.
So we're going to do a Christmassy type of segment here called Naughty or Nice. So I'm going to give you, I have a list for you and you have a list for me, correct?
Correct.
Of names, and we are going to say whether they're on the naughty list or on the nice list and give a quick reason why.
Okay.
So do you want to go the one for one thing, kind of what we did with the Christmas lists? Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, it sounds good to me.
All right, I will go first.
Okay.
Ryan Pace. Is Ryan Pace on your naughty or nice list, Blake?
He's on my nice list. And it's because of this last rookie class. Specifically. He had good picks in his last draft before this one, but this rookie class has the look of a class you can build around on both sides of the ball and on different units. So Ryan Pace, you get a toy. I'm giving you a toy.
You're on the nice list.
You're on the nice list. You're my boy. But hey, one wrong move, buddy, and that lump of coal.
It's in your stocking.
That lump of coal. If Deshaun Kaiser, if he's drafted,
don't do it. Don't do it, Ryan Pace.
Lump of coal right in the stocking. So, all right, here's the one for Drew. Dwayne Wade.
Dwayne Wade's on the nice list.
He's a nice guy.
And here's why. I think Dwayne Wade is really, really good for Jimmy Butler. And this is the only reason why I'm putting him on the nice list, and because he's the third best shooting guard of all time. I think,
which is crazy.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
That 2 of the top 3 shooting guards of all time have worn Bulls uniforms. That's pretty sweet. I think just for Jimmy Butler's development as a leader, Dwayne Wade has been huge. His basketball skill is not what it used to be, but he's still pretty consistent when it comes to his numbers. He hasn't been completely awful for the Bulls this season. It's basically him and Jimmy by themselves, and then everyone else is kind of a wild card every night. So Dwayne Wade, I'm putting you on the nice list. You made it this year. You do a lot of good things for the community as well, which I really appreciate, and you care about the city.
A lot of cool stuff.
A lot of great stuff. I will always be a Dwayne Wade fan.
Have you seen the commercial?
The Gatorade commercial of him.
Is it the Gatorade? It's like the little kid
in
the Bulls jersey.
Yep.
That commercial is so good. That commercial is so good.
It just shows kind of where Dwayne Wade's roots really are in the city, and just he's done so much for Chicago. So I really appreciate that. Good one, Blake. He is on my nice list.
He's good. He gets a toy.
Someone who's kind of been getting some heat a little bit for their, quote, lack of production, unquote.
Yeah.
Jonathan Taves.
Okay, this is very tough for me because right now I haven't been too impressed with parts of his game. Obviously, I still love other parts. I'm still going to put him on the nice list because I don't think I could ever put Jonathan Taves on the naughty list. But yeah, he just hasn't been scoring. It's just he's not putting the puck in the net, and it hasn't been a problem this season because the rest of the team has picked it up for him. But come April, May, we're definitely going to need to see some more goal production. But for now, he's getting a little toy. I'm going to give him a toy.
I think I would agree with you there. I mean, the production's going to come at some point. So, and I mean, he has 3 cups to his name. So
he's a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. All right, what you got? What you got for me?
All right, next year on the list, Garpax. The long pause.
If there was a level of, they are getting like the largest lump of coal that is out there. Their time with the Bulls, in my opinion, should have been over last season. But, Here they are, typical Reinsdorf fashion, keeping them around. They have not built his team up for, as Theo would call it, sustained success. They're just kind of screwing the Bulls over with their recent drafts. Denzel Valentine does not look good. Doug McDermott is not NBA ready. Mirotic has been a complete dumpster fire. Bobby Portis has taken a step backwards. So, I mean, since Jimmy, that was their last good draft, Jimmy Butler. So, I mean...
And how long? That was like 5 years ago?
Yeah, 5 years ago. So, you get a big lump of coal, Garpax. I'm so done with this management group. And they need management group that's realistic, that knows what's going on, and that can evaluate young talent well. Doesn't seem like they can do that. Sure, they've had a couple really nice picks. The Joakim pick, great.
Phenomenal.
Taj pick, great. Jimmy pick, great. Derrick Rose, that was easy. But if you look back at that Derrick Rose draft, let's say if that ping pong ball doesn't bounce the right way and they don't get that number 1 pick, they are in the same exact situation as they were in that time period, kind of just floating around mediocrity. And it took basically luck for them to get the number 1 overall pick and to kind of go into that go for it mode.
It was absolutely luck. It was below 1%.
Exactly.
And I'm on record as saying I wanted Michael Beasley.
Hey, me too. I've told you that I wanted Michael Beasley too.
It wasn't that far-fetched at the time, but, hindsight's always 20/20.
Yeah, so big lump of coal for Mr. Garpax.
Yeah, you're on the naughty list.
Blake, Patrick Kane.
Okay, this is going to be like a weird answer. He is on the naughty list, but that's not because he's bad at hockey. It's because he's literally naughty. And we all know his history. We don't want to talk too much about that, but on the ice, still doing his thing, not scoring as many goals as he was last season, but that's kind of expected when you put up those numbers. And I'd still, we're gonna give him a lump of coal, but he enjoys that. He enjoys being the naughty guy, I think.
I bet he does.
He's a naughty man. This is getting out of hand. All right. This is a good one. I like this next question. Or next player. Dexter Fowler.
Nice. He's on the nice list.
Whoa.
He's on the nice list.
Whoa. Okay. I want to hear your reason.
He helped the Cubs win a World Series. And do you really blame him from going out and getting that money? Because I sure as hell don't. He deserved it. Even if he's with the Cardinals now, it's really strange. And I know he said in his press conference that he thinks that they can compete for a title. He's lying through his teeth with that statement.
Yeah, he knows.
He knows. He's on the nice list, man. How could you put him on the naughty list?
You know, like I said last week, or whenever we last recorded, was it? Yeah, it was last week. But never mind. But you know, it just kind of got to me last week. I kind of just was. I was sitting there like legitimately angry over Dexter Fowler, like at Dexter Fowler. I was like, this is weird grounds for me. But you know what? At the end of the day, I agree with you. Obviously, I love Dexter Fowler. The only reason I'm so angry about this is because I really, really like Dexter Fowler, like as a person, as a player, just the whole package. I've always been a big Dexter Fowler guy, but you know, last week was a rough one for sure.
It was definitely weird it was definitely like super tough to swallow. But once I kind of like stepped back and looked at the bigger picture, I'm like,
yeah,
the Cubs will be okay. Dexter Fowler he's making that money now. You know, Good for him, man. Good for him.
Yeah.
All right, the future franchise quarterback of the Chicago Bears, Matt Barkley.
Matty B, I'm definitely putting him on the nice list. He is absolutely on the nice list. He's a nice guy, first of all. He deserves it. He'll get some presents. But you know, I love stories like this. I mean, it's not like Matt Barkley was like a huge underdog. He was the highest recruited QB out of high school, went to USC, yeah, all that stuff. But you know, then you see him kind of come back down to earth in the NFL, where he sits out 4 years, never starts a game. And then to see like a guy who was at the top drop kind of to the bottom, and then now you see him working his way up. That's a cool story. I at least enjoy that aspect of Matt Barkley, and he deserves some presents for that. So here's Alshon Jeffrey. Here's Kevin White. There's your present.
There you go. This next one that I just saw you like throw up on here or whatever. Just skip that one. Theo Epstein is on a nice list forever. Okay, I don't even need to go into explanation.
Can we just appreciate Theo Epstein for like a minute? Can we just just talk about how amazing Theo Epstein is?
The dude is a man who does not sleep until
he's the curse killer.
I don't believe in curses or hexes or anything like that, but if there was such a thing Epstein, he did it. So, you know, that was a curse dying right there, and that noise,
little noise.
Was. But yeah, Theo Epstein gets all the presents in the world. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
So you can just hit me with this next one if you want to.
All right. Fred Hoiberg.
He's on the naughty list. Anyone basically besides Jimmy Butler and Dwayne Wade associated with the Bulls is on the naughty list.
What about Rajon Rondo?
It's Rajon Rondo and big time naughty list.
What?
But
it's Rajon?
It's Rajon.
Wait a second.
Look it up.
Okay, well then the whole world has been saying that wrong for the last 10 years.
His pronunciation is Raw John. Look it up.
I don't believe him.
All right, well, it's his name.
I'd have to hear it from his mother's mouth.
Oh my goodness. All right. To answer the Hoiberg thing, Hoiberg isn't an NBA coach. He can't make adjustments on the fly. He's not good with lineups. Tonight he had Rondo playing in the fourth quarter for an extended stretch, which shouldn't be happening.
A thing you have talked about at
so much. I'm so sick of talking about Rondo and how he just shouldn't be out there in crunch time minutes. But here we are. He's out there again in crunch time minutes. And then Hoiberg waits to put Mirotic and McDermott out there with 1 minute left and they're down 10. So it's like, hello, What are you doing? They're like, but Nico and Doug have recently kind of started to turn it on a little bit. You gotta,
Which is good.
that's a good thing. But
Yeah.
Højbjerg, it seems like he loses his team at times, even though he came in as like highly regarded as a player's coach. I think Højbjerg's a good guy. I just don't think he's as great of a basketball mind as people said. Coming from Iowa State, I was very high on him to begin with, and now he's kind of proven to me that he can't make the necessary adjustments.
Yeah, it's almost like someone in this, this podcast, has been saying that for like a while now.
So,
whoa.
I will give you credit, Blake. Fine, if you want this moment in the spotlight, Blake from like day one.
Walton.
Luke Walton. Blake was all about Luke Walton from day one. Didn't happen. We knew it probably wasn't going to happen because of the Ames Mafia, Gar Forman, Fred Højbjerg connection.
Yeah, I when I first heard about the fact that they fired Tom Thibodeau and hired Fred Højbjerg, even at that time I was like, this is ridiculous. Like this, they're going to hire an unproven college coach to fill in for like one of the best coaches over the last 5 years. It just didn't make any sense. And then when you compare, then he's got this like crazy expectations when he comes in, and he just was never going to meet him. So
John Fox, Blake. John Fox.
Oh God. Well, he's definitely been naughty. He's basically the Grinch coming down, stealing all everyone's presents. He's been very naughty. For a lot of the same reasons, Fred Højbjerg's been naughty. Terrible adjustments, misuses players all the time. Just so many game clock management. Just there's like a ton of things you can point to. When it comes to John Fox. And I said last week, maybe they should keep him because the team seems to like him. And I seem to flip-flop on this like every single week. But, it just, what we saw this week, it just shows something's missing when they need that correct call in any given situation. He's not equipped to make those decisions. And that's why he's going to end up on my naughty list.
So that is our naughty or nice segment here, just so you know who's getting coal and who's getting presents. And that about wraps it up here for our first annual Very Steamy Christmas special.
Very steamy. Drew just wants to get back to his eggnog.
I've been just drinking the nog.
He's just drinking the nog. You gotta try this drink.
The vanilla cinnamon.
No, you gotta try that because that's legit and better than regular eggnog. It puts regular eggnog to shame. I hope everyone knows that. But there's another drink with eggnog. It's more of an adult drink. I forget what it's called, but we can talk about that later.
We don't talk about adult beverages on this show. It's not allowed. Not allowed. Adult beverages are no go. So
you're right.
So any last Christmas wishes to send out to the people before we get into some shout outs?
I hope everyone has a good Christmas. I hope they're spending it with their families. And I'll be here in Arizona enjoying the weather as you guys freeze to death.
Always positive. Always positive.
Well, I was going nice there, and then, I had to rub it in a little bit or a lot of it.
Well, it worked, Blake.
It did work.
It worked. Well, let me get into some shout-outs here, and then we'll kind of leave you with one last thing. Shout-outs to DJ Folklore, who will be taking us out. Will be outroing us here in a second. Sammy Sosa, wherever you are, Merry Christmas, friend.
If I had a vote, I'd vote you into the Hall of Fame.
Beefton Scoville, you know what you're doing right now. Thank you for listening.
Oh, I don't even want to know.
The Cubs, you won the World Series. Our buddy David Holmes,
Can
As
we
always.
put them on the shout-outs like permanently until they are eliminated?
David Holmes and the Cubs.
Well, I mean, David Holmes too, but the Cubs specifically.
We got to get David Holmes on the podcast.
Let's tell him to like leave us a message or something. David, if you listen to this point, please leave us a message at a. Do we have a phone number?
We don't have a phone number, but I'll shoot a message. Say, listen to the end, and let's just get him on. We'll get him on.
Okay, we'll get him on.
He's a college football guy.
He lives near me.
I know, and
what I've seen on his.
We should get him on to talk some draft stuff for Bears. That'd be really fun.
Yeah, we're talking about ASU. I know he's an ASU guy.
Theo Epstein, what you did. Shout out to you. Nintendo,
you're on the nice list.
Blake put Nintendo down.
Nintendo, always. You are on the nice list.
Human beings. Kind of.
Humans, naughty or nice? I would say not. I would say very naughty.
I would say we're inherently good until
we're inherently good until we're bad.
Until we're bad. And then Santa Claus. Could be Blake, might not be Blake.
Shout outs to Rudolph.
Can you name all the reindeer?
Blitzen. Donner. Is Donner one?
Yep.
Not Blitzen. Cake? I don't know. I have no idea. I forget. I haven't sang that song in like.
The fact that you just said cake as a name.
I thought Santa likes cake.
All right.
Mrs. Clogg's a baker. She bakes some cakes.
Well, thank you all for listening.
Can you name them? Before we leave, can you name them?
All right. Rudolph, Donner, Blitzen, Cupid, Connor, Comet.
Connor? Eliminate. No, you don't. You're not allowed to finish.
All right,
lost.
Fine. I probably would have rattled them off, but, here we are.
Nope.
Well, thank you for listening to our very steamy Christmas special. I hope you enjoyed it. Follow us on Twitter, myself at Dean Edstrom and Blake at SoldierFieldBLG. We have Twitter, Soldier Field blog. Check that out as well. We have Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram accounts. Just search Sosa Steam Room. Please rate and subscribe to our podcast and check out sosassteamroom.com.
Yep.
And drink some eggnog, please. It's good for you.
Drink the vanilla. I think it's just vanilla. Now that I think about it. Vanilla eggnog.
And don't drink whatever Blake's been drinking for so many years. It's clearly messing him up in more ways than one. So, thank you for listening. We hope you have a happy holidays. And we'll be back with you next week at some point. Blake, any last words to say to the people?
Yeah, I hope you guys all layer up as I wear shorts all week.
All right, that's it. Have a good one, guys. See you later.